Hello and welcome everyone. Now we are going to learn about the instruments and machines. So I'm very excited about this topic. Why? Well, this is what every engineering mind loves to learn and read because this is the real tools and playground where we actually start seeing and doing the things. Okay, let's just get familiarized with three categories or three names that you often see here and there all the time. First, it is called an instruments. Second one is called as machines, and the third one is called as device. Well, they are pretty much seemingly the same for the layman prospect, but as being an engineering mind and digital electronics engineering student, you must know that what they signify and what they actually mean. So let's learn with that. To learn, we need a curiosity zone with your smiling eyes that yes, I can learn everything, whatever it takes. Okay, with that spirit, let's begin our work. Let's make it a little more smiley type. Okay, okay. So, the first thing first, what are the instruments? Well, an instrument is a precision measuring system, precision measurement system, or we can say it as tool. So the keyword here that we have is tool. Instruments are the tools that makes our work easier, and we can have the measurements in terms of numbers, and on that basis, that numbers, we are able to classify that all the things in one after another format and make the things actually happening. Okay, so that's about the instrument that we will talk a little bit detail in further one. Well, so what are called as machines? Well, machines are specific task doers. Well, in one word, it means anything that makes a human effort easier, like calculator. Well, that is sometimes also called as device, but if we consider it as old days calculator, that long big calculators, or we can call our PC, that is called as machine. So what a PC is doing for us? Well, PC is smiling at us and we are providing a tons and tons of information, and it is processing it that easily, and it is smiling with its keyboard. We put the input and its CPU that do all the processing, and it happens that is able to do all the things quite easily. So it makes our work easier. Well, it makes our work electronically easier. Now that's the complete definition for the machine that I want you to learn. Now, what is a device? A device is a simple form of machine itself. Simple form of machine, like for the best example that we can take is our iPhone or iPad, or you can just say smartphone or Android and all that. So that is called as device. So what is the significant difference between a device and a machine, and a machine and an instrument? Let's explore that one. Well, in my opinion, if you understand one, you understand all, because they do pretty much the same thing for each other purpose, but there is a slight difference between them. Like instrument, which is a tool, you can call voltmeter an instrument that helps us to measure voltage. You can call ammeter, which is measuring current. You can call galvanometer, which measures the current sensitivity. These all the meters that we have is known as instruments. Instrument that measure a potential current or just other things in a machine or for a machine itself. So it is precision measurement. It is used for the precision measurement, and we are using it as a tool. So instrument basically helps us to define the efficiency of a machine or a device that we do have. Now that is the fundamental difference. So it is efficiency calculator or calculating efficiency. Okay, so calculating efficiency is the instrument. So what is a machine? A machine is more sophisticated. That's why I gave you the example of PC. More sophisticated machines means it can do millions, no, billions of calculations per second. So billions of calculations per second, and that billions of calculation per second helps us to take it to the very next level in our machine system. And it used to do a specific task, like your car is also a machine, your motorbike, if you have any, that is a machine. You have your refrigerator, that we also call as fridge, is a machine. Well, fridge, the purpose of the fridge is to cool. The purpose of car is to move or take us from one place to another, or for any vehicle, that purpose is pretty much the same depending upon the efficiency. So machines are for specific task, and that task help us to understand that which machine we need to use for which work. Like you cannot use your fridge to go to your office, of course, but you can use your car to go to the office. You need a refrigerator to cool the things. You cannot use your car to cool the things. Similarly, the machine are made for specific or sometimes a little more broad purposes of similar kinds. So this is called as machine. And now, what is a device? Well, generally a device is treated as something that fits on your palm. The size of your palm can fit your smartphone. So this is called as device. It is a simpler form. It is not difficult or just any way more complicated like to use a device. The computer revolution that mainly came is because of this device and not the machine. Till the time the computers were machines, it was very difficult to operate. There are so many engineers, scientists working day and night to make it working. But these days, even now kids play with our devices. So why we call that devices? Because all that sophisticated tasks is handled these days by the digital electronic machines that combinedly make it possible to make it in the level of the device that we devised away. The English meaning of the device itself is to create a different way, a different scenario that we create and have fun. Well, I assume that you now have a clarity that what is called as instrument, what is called as machine, and what is called as a device. Well, with that, let's start exploring one after another few of the very basic devices, after which we can go to the next level of the devices. So let's first see that what are the things that we are going to learn in this whole section, and let me give you a glimpse of all that. Well, we are going to learn the basic of the voltmeter, ammeter, and finally we are going to learn about the galvanometer. Well, these are very basic devices that we have, or you can call them instruments, precisely saying, because that they are the instruments that tells us in numbers that what is the current and what is the voltage and all that. We are going to learn about the power suppliers, or you can say power regulators. Well, what are the power regulator? You are using one of the power regulator right now. Yes, right now. That is called as SMPS. If you are using that in your PC, you are surely know that. So SMPS, voltage regulator, power suppliers, and power distributors. We are going to talk about these things. Next, we are going to see about the inverter and the UPS. So we will learn about the inverters and the UPS. I'm sure that if you're using the PC, you surely know about the UPS and inverters. Well, who don't know about that? Inverters store the electricity in the form of DC and supplies us when the electricity unfortunately do not have access to our home because of any problem, electricity supply gets cut down, we can keep the things moving for a little more longer. We will also see the difference between inverters and UPS, precise definitions, and its working. Well, what's the next one? The next one in the list is CRO. Well, I'm sure you have seen a CRO in the TV or in front of the doctor or in a lab technician if you have gone ever. This is known as cathode ray oscilloscope. Well, not if not precisely this one, you have surely seen something related to that. So it's cathode ray oscilloscope. Cathode ray oscilloscope helps us to understand the graph that is going on. Well, let me show you something, then you might recognize that there is a screen and these waves. Well, I'm sure that you have seen your heart wave like these and no one like their heart waves like this. Okay, God bless you longer and precise heartbeats so that you will act like a marvel. Okay, with all that said, what's the list of the next that we are going to study? Well, next segment is very exciting. Well, it's very exciting for me because this is called as segment display. So, what in the segment display we are going to look at? Well, these are the segment display that we are going to see. The first one in the list is 7 segment display. The second one that we are going to see is 14 segment display. The further next is dot matrix display. And the further next one that we have here is LED. I'm sure that you have got familiar so much. The world is very much familiar with the LEDs, and we are going to learn along with the LED the LCDs. Well, that will going to be very exciting that how these are working. And even these ones, if you have traveled in railway station, of course you have traveled in the railway stations, bus stands, and sometimes in the local stores. Even these days we use at our digital clocks and digital devices where you have seen the dots and making the pattern of 8 or something like that. Well, I made precisely something like 8. So this is the thing that actually works out on that behalf. Well, we are going to add few more of these in the instrument and machine section. I hope you have already excited about this, and so do I. So let's begin one after another the crashing things, and let's learn some real engineering. So welcome to the playground of engineering of digital electronics. So see you in the first one, which is going to be voltmeter, ammeter and galvanometer. So see ya in the next one. Stay tuned, God bless and take care.